Welcome to Good Sunday Morning Vibes. My name is Angelys and I'm your host. This week we're going to be talking about getting ourselves organized, getting ourselves into a positive headspace. What are the steps that we need to take so that we can feel better about the way that we are going about every single day? So, something that I've learned very early in life is that how you kickstart your day is going to be very important and it's going to outpour into the rest of your day. If you wake up in the morning, make your bed, you know, maybe for me personally, I'll read the Bible. Don't go right into scrolling on the internet and consuming. More so, take time to just sit, meditate, breathe, daily affirmations. Waking up in the morning and affirming yourself. Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to be very productive. I am going to accomplish so much today. These are little steps that we can take that are going to bring us closer and closer and closer to the goals that we have and want to accomplish. I personally believe the earlier you can wake up, the better. Being able to wake up early in the morning before everyone else, kind of when the world is still asleep, being able to take that moment. I like, maybe you like to drink a cup of tea or a coffee, and or maybe you can get up early enough to go on a jog, just doing something that is going to make you feel good. Jump in the shower nice and early so you're nice and refreshed. I feel like when we start our days last minute and we're rushing to get to the appointments, rushing to get to work, rushing to get here, rushing to get there, our days go by so fast. We're literally, it's like losing the grip of our lives. Like we're simply existing versus living. When are you actually pouring into your own cup? When are you loving yourself? When do you come into the picture? When do you get loved? When are you made the priority? So, a lot of the things that we want for our lives require for us to take care of ourselves. If you are not rested, if you do not feel good, you are not going to produce good fruit. You're going to be anxious all over the place. Your world is going to feel very chaotic. Okay, we need to be organized. We need a system. I always like to say orderliness is close to godliness. If making a schedule is what is going to help you to get more organized in your life, then do that. If you haven't already, buy an agenda for the year. Make sure you're keeping track of all your appointments. Write everything down. Your agenda is going to be for your appointments and things that you need to schedule in for things coming in the future. Okay? You're also going to have a separate to do list. This to do list is going to be the list of things that you need to accomplish in your day. The best thing to do is write your to do list the night before. If you need to schedule in, make my bed, take a shower, stretch, pray, meditate, if you need to write it down that specific just so that you can accomplish it, do it. There is something about writing a to-do list and putting a beautiful check mark next to every single little thing that you accomplish. There's something that happens there in the mind. You start to feel productive. You feel like, wow, I accomplished something. We tend to go about our day doing things, but never keeping track of what we do. And we find ourselves feeling like, I didn't get anything done today. I haven't accomplished anything. That alone opens up a door that we do not need to walk into, okay? So, getting a to do list, writing those daily accomplishments, daily goals down, checking them off as you go. At the end of your day, you're going to be able to look back at your list and be like, wow, I accomplished a lot more than I remember accomplishing. So, no matter how small of a goal it can be, I encourage you to write it down. And if you look at your list at the end of the day and you weren't able to accomplish anything, you start again and you start again and you keep on trying. You keep on putting your best foot forward. And above all, keep speaking life over yourself. I'm going to get this. I'm going to be able to be orderly. I'm going to be able to accomplish all of my goals on my checklist every single day. Make sure you're speaking life over yourself, life over your day, life over your accomplishments. life over your destiny, life over your purpose. There are so much more times where we are speaking negative or thinking in a negative mindset than we are in the positive. So we need to be doing everything in our strength, everything in His strength, to be able to do the best that we can do. Faith without works is dead. You still have to be able to show up. You still have to be able to put in the work. We're just rolling out of bed and going with the routine, doing the same thing we do every single day, and we're showing up last minute. We're dragging. We're not showing up purposefully. We're not showing up intentionally. We're just doing the bare minimum, and we need to shake that off because, again, if we want new outcome, we want a new result, then we need to do a new thing. Constantly be ready. One day I noticed my grandmother always getting ready. And I'm like, Grandma, why are you always getting ready? Where are you going? And one day she said to me, I don't have anywhere to go. But if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready. You never know who's going to call you, who's going to show up, and you need to be ready. So if you stay ready, then you don't have to get ready. Get up and get ready. Just get ready for your day. It doesn't matter if you have anywhere to go or have nothing to do. Plus, if you look good, you feel good. Put on a little bit of makeup if you want to put on a little makeup. Get your hair done. Get dressed. It doesn't have to be super dressy, but if getting super dressy makes you feel good, then do that. If you need to get dressed up, even if you need to put some heels on so you can go to Walmart to go do some groceries, if that's going to make you feel good about yourself, then do that. Okay? You need to walk by faith and not by sight. You need to already envision it. If you're speaking success, you're praying for new doors to be open in your life, and you're like, I wholeheartedly believe, then you have to act like it. You already got to be in that. The Bible says that you need a mustard seed of faith. A mustard seed is like that big. This is too big of a space. A mustard seed is so tiny. A mustard seed is so tiny. And that's all you need. That is all you need. If whatever you are striving for, if it lines up with the will of God, it is going to prosper because He is going to prosper it because it was meant to be so. We just have to do our part. We have to just show up. Show up. Show up. Change your habits and lock in. Lock in. Make changes for your life that is going to benefit your life. Even if it's a small change, it could be face routine before you go to bed. Exfoliate, wash, lotion. It could be putting lotion on your body when you get out of the shower because you've been neglecting your skin. It could be such a small thing. Something new I've been doing, this is so random, but I have a back massager and I never use it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a 5-minute massage like every night before I go to bed. And it has been relaxing my body. I have been having such good sleep. These little changes can amount to big things, you guys. This can alter the way we feel and operate in every single day life. We don't even know that the reason we're so cranky is because we're not getting enough rest. We're so frustrated in our days because we're just not getting enough TLC. We tend to neglect ourselves and expect to just feel like on top of the world, on top of all of the worries and the bills and the children and this, that, and the third. It's impossible. How could we feel relaxed? We're literally operating in survival mode. We need to get to a place where we're not just surviving, that we're living. So make these changes because you need it. Separated from a New Year's resolution. Okay, this is a lifestyle. This isn't even about that because you know what ends up happening? We get a few months into the year and then we forget about our New Year's resolution. We forget about the goal we set in the beginning of the year. This is about a lifestyle. This is something that we want forever. We need this to be a habit. It takes on average about 66 days to build a habit. Go on a 66-day challenge. What are the habits you want to build in your life? And commit to it for 66 days. Start small and work your way up. Choose about 2 to 3 habits you want to have. After 66 days, and it is something that you're doing religiously, Then get a new habit you want, a new goal that you have, and lock in for another 66 days. A lot of our major athletes, this is the way they train. They hyper focus on one skill they want to learn. They get it down pack and then they go to the next skill. They hyper focus on that skill. They get it, they lock it in, and then they go to the next skill. Sometimes we're trying to like do all of these things at one time, and then we're only mediocre in each thing. We can't seem to surpass a certain level because we're not putting enough time into this one thing. Another thing that I want to encourage you to start doing, look into holistic healing. Why do we not utilize our herbs the way that we should be? You guys, there is so much that we have that we can use to heal our bodies. You know, there's an herb called St. John's worts, and it's literally like an antidepressant. I can actually attest that I healed my son's ear infection with tea tree oil. Like, you guys, we have so many herbs that we can utilize to help us. Vitamins and herbs. You may be feeling like you have no energy, you're so fatigued, but you really just need some vitamin B, vitamin B12. You may be feeling like every day you have a headache and you're just struggling in your mind and blah, blah, blah. You need magnesium. We need to start looking into these things to see what is deficient in our body so that we could start healing ourselves, so that we could start pouring into our body what is necessary so that we can feel better, so that we can show up to this good fight feeling energized and ready. We need to make sure that we're doing our due diligence and looking into what is it that we are not getting enough of, what do we need to supplement, what I have this symptom, what can I do to help myself? But let's not overwhelm ourselves, you guys. Honestly, it's all going to take time, little by little, as we take these baby steps to living a healthier, happier life. It's all going to come down to consistency. How do you say you love yourself? How do you tell yourself that you love yourself? Showing up for you, doing these things even when you don't want to, that is you saying, I love you. I love me. I love me. And that is what we need to start doing a little more of. We find ourselves giving and pouring our love to everyone around us, that we leave ourselves out, but we can't do that anymore in this season. There's this saying where it's you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you put it on the person next to you. If you're going down on a plane and the oxygen masks come out, you have to make sure that your oxygen is on first. You have to make sure you're okay before you can go on and help the person next to you. So that's what this is about, being able to make sure that we are okay. Our mental, our emotional, our spiritual, our physical, everything about us is where it needs to be, so that then we can go and to help others get out of where they're stuck at, to be able to elevate them. All right, you guys, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here with me on Good Sunday Morning Vibes. Again, my name is Angelys, and I look forward to being here with you again next Sunday. Have a good day. Bye.